Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner on the Yukon region. The end of yesterday's video, hooked up to Don't Do a Barrel Roll, and I recall mentioning that there is no way in hell that stuff is going up the hill without falling off the trailer. And it didn't even make it to the hill. So what I spent the last better part of 45 minutes doing is bringing that Kodiak up here by coming down across the river and then running this riverbank all the way up. And look what I found. Brick framing, flood aftermath, wood framing, I think I found that brick framing yesterday, but that brick framing cleared out a lot of this gray stuff. There's another way up the mountain that I just want to tell you about. I didn't want to try using it. There's a path comes in here that puts you on this rock shelf, and then you turn and go up the mountain. And it would bring you right in here. Or you could go the other way. You could go along here. You could turn right and go there. Oh, you could turn left and go back down the way that I'm gonna come up. Whatever. It just gets you up there. See, so there's not much gray left here. And I don't think there's anything to find in that gray stuff. But with this Kodiak, that was a long, slow trip. It's got the excuse me. It's got the JBE special custom gearbox or some shit like that in it. It never gets out of first gear. Or you have to run it in low range like it is now to not get stuck. It won't go through this mud shit without low range. I think I'd rather have the off-road in it. Might still have to use low range, but when you're not using low range, you can get some juice out of it. Anyways, on with the show. I'm going to drop the trailer there. Haven't decided if I'm going to try to use the Kodiak to pull the Scout trailer separately or just tow line it to the back of the that 2-spot. If I tow line it and then I have to use my tow line to get up the hill, it's going to release that trailer and let it roll back to the bottom of the hill. But first thing I got to do is get the Kodiak out of the way. And that's, I need auto so I can, feels like I throw it in reverse, but I'm just going to use auto and back up over here for now. Now I'm going to do what I need to do with the, maybe I should grab a hold of that. It's not giving me There it is. I should right now tow that darn little trailer out of the way. Yeah, I like that. Now change trucks. Destroyed the suspension on the Kodiak getting it here, but I got lots of repair points. Now let's try to change truck. Oh, that's a monster of a sight. But I want to back it up to the 2 spot and get the I should just get out the crane and lift that shit up out of the way. And then back up to the 2 spot. I'm not going to use. You know, if you put on the Avto 23 instead of the Unreal Big Crane, which is just an Avto 23 that somebody modified, it doesn't lift the truck off the ground like that. The anchors work perfectly. So I don't know why you need to use the Unreal Big Crane unless they've increased the reach or something. But they screwed up the anchors. Whatever they did to the rest of it, I don't know, but they screwed up the anchors. I'm going to leave that right there in closed functions so I can drive the truck. This is what I was talking about as a possibility to get up the hill. Just leave the, I mean, put it down lower, but leave the barrels just riding right there. And then tow the little flatbed, but I can't use both sources at the same time. You can't use the winch and the crane at the same time. And I'm not looking behind me, but I'm gonna guess that that's might be close enough. And attaching the trailer dropped the unhooked the winch line. Perfect. Perfect engineering. Yes, crane mode. Hide. And hook it back up. You know, you always want your crane to drop its load when you hook up to a trailer. I'm crooked to the trailer, so as I extend, the angle changes. I'm just going to let it down and say, screw it, pack that sucker. Alright. Close functions. And as far as getting the barrels up the hill, we're ready to roll. Needed a drink. But oops, meant to hit this and restore crane. Almost tempted to just take the barrels up and come back for the little trailer. Because that is a... Well, I'm going to say that is a tough hill to climb. But I got to remember, last time I was doing it in the little GMC, this is not the little GMC. Don't do that. Alright, reverse my angle. And that trailer is nothing but a shiny spot. Oh, I wish I had a center. No, it's not there. Alright. Bring that into me. I could use the crane to pick it up by the drawbar and put it up on that little trailer, but I'd have to leave the crane on it to anchor it in place, or it would just roll right off the back of the trailer. You can't mount a trailer to a trailer like that. If I wanted to put that Kodiak on this trailer, I could do that, provided the trailer was empty. But I couldn't pack the trailer to the trailer. Get a little over the top. Get over the top of it a little more. That big boulder rolling away. That's what was under my right front tire. This is a tough climb. You'd have a really hard time You wouldn't do it in a vanilla truck without winching these trees and shit. Which is, in the end, how I got the GMC up. After dumping it over 2 or 3 times and reloading the trailer 2 or 3 times, I got it to the point where I could winch it the rest of the way up the hill. I just needed to back off of that rock, and then it went right up. In automatic all the way. Now, hold up right here. Should I climb that hill to the left so I don't dump it over again down there? On this, it looks like I'm already past it. No, but it's right here. No. Yeah. That hill on the left looks like it brings me up into nothing here. I know I remember in the past I've used this route through here to get from this side. Ah, you piece of shit. From this side over to this side. You can go through this little valley here amongst the peaks. You gotta kind of bend it back and forth and to make the curves and everything. But you can drive. That's a good way across. If you wanted to come through this gate to hit the log station or the warehouse or something, that's a good way across. And then you just turn here. You turn here and you go right down the hill. Now the map, it keeps bumping around and shit as I'm trying to do this. Oh, forget it. You know what I mean. You use that little path to go right down the hill. But in this case, I was wondering if it would take me to it looks like I can't tell where it goes, honestly, because this shows a path going up the hill, and this shows just shows a forest, and then no more road. Is this it? Is this little trace the road? I bet that. You know what? I think I've gone up. There used to be a job here. You see, if I zoom in, you see the buildings there? There used to be a job there. Actually, there was one job you took there, and then there was one job you took out of there. I've done the one you take out. So I think this little trace through the snow is like the back door into that place. Which means after all that, I don't want to go that way. What I'll do is I'll go down the hill a little ways, and then I'll turn to go back up the hill. Only I didn't want it to start climbing boulders. I wanted it to turn left a little sharper, but it worked. Got through there without rolling. This is another spot. Start down, then turn back up. I think this is actually where I rolled it yesterday. I was just saying, that's a really steep hill. Over she went. As far as dolly trailers go, I think this 4-axle 2-spot, which is in the if you have the off-road trailers pack, this is an off-road Scout. Not Scout. This is just an off-road flatbed 2-spot. And there is a vanilla version. The only difference between the vanilla and the off-road is the off-road puts some different wheels on it to help spread out the load. I think they're a little wider. Plus it gives you a little more travel on the suspension, so it doesn't tip over as easy. But of the little dolly trailers, I think this one is the best. I think I need to go back up this. Boy, I don't remember. When I came through yesterday, going the other direction, I don't remember this being such a hard-ass trail. Maybe that's the spot that I dumped it over. I don't remember. I remember there being 3 or 4 different locations that you could, well, I was coming through the other direction, so yeah, yesterday, so that you could turn left and go down the hill. I need to see what I'm catching up on. Ah, okay. If I turn right a little bit, I can go around that. I think here, or is it further ahead, that I want to go up the hill? Yes, definitely here. See that that little dolly trailer has put up with a lot of shit back there. Come on, get Why can't it just drop down off of the boulder instead of continue trying to climb it? And then there's another job after this one that I need to, I think I can release the winch and just deliver the barrels and then run the scout trailer in on a rope. Cargo management. And I started to say I found another job we're going to do after this, and that's basically the long and short of it. Okay, barrels are done. I'm going to force... Oh, try to. Force that little trailer out of here. Oh, Jesus. Drop it right there. Turn this around and go get that little trailer. See now, the, I don't know what you want to call it, the purist? The purist that plays let me get the nose of the trailer, nose of the truck in the right place to pull in. The purist that plays SnowRunner might say that I'm not sticking to what, the essence of the game. The job was to get this trailer and barrels up here the way the devs designed it. Which I didn't do. I got the barrels and the trailer up here the most efficient way. Because I guarantee you would have dumped those barrels off of that little trailer 6 different times. Every time that trailer went over a boulder or bounced up in the air over a hump in the road or something, those barrels would have dumped. I couldn't get those barrels through the mud holes without dumping them. And the job is designed as kind of a sucker bet. You know, they design it so the barrels fall off the trailer and then tell you that you have to get the trailer and the barrels up to the top of the hill. So I look at it as I beat the devs at their own game. I got the shit up here. And I think probably the best way to do it. But that said, that's just my opinion. You're free to disagree. I've had a couple people in comments yell at me that I'm not playing the game. One guy said I'm not playing the game right. And I said back to him, well, what is right? Or what is... He used the word correct. Excuse me. That's my poor memory. He used the word correct. You're not playing the game correctly. And I wrote back, I said, what's correctly? And, you know, who are you to say this is correct and this is not? So then he wrote back all defensive, saying that, oh, I'm sorry if I offended you and all this crap. And I said, no, you didn't offend me. I'm just asking the question. If you say I'm not doing it correctly, then what's correct? And he wrote back something about just bulldozing my way through the trees instead of using the roads and trails that are put there to get from one place to the other, and using mods and all this stuff. And so when I mentioned a purist earlier, that's kind of what I was referring to. Had another guy just say his comment was cheatin', cheatin', cheatin'. Uh, all I said back to him was I gave him a thumbs up and I said thank you. um, but I feel I got it up here the only way you could without reloading that little trailer half a dozen times or more. So, anyways, I'm going to take a little nature break right here, and then I'll start up again. All right. You know how they say you do your best thinking in the bathroom? Well, that's not technically what the saying is, but I'll just leave it at that. I was thinking about my earlier comment about the only way to get this thing up here. And you should, like, never say never. You know what I mean? If you wanted to, okay, brick framing, or this job was way up here where the Kodiak is. If you wanted to, there are other routes you can try. That one, or this one. This one comes straight up the hill, but it's still rocky as hell. It's a hard climb. There's this route, or you could take it down this coastal road. That trailer, that little scout trailer with its 4 barrels on it, one pallet, you could take it down this coastal road, all the way to this road and then go up the hill, make your left here and come down through here, and stay on this road all the way up to where the Kraz is. And you could probably get it there that way with only dumping it maybe 3 or 4 times. So if you're the guy that wants to take a vanilla truck and deliver the barrels on the scout trailer the way the job was designed, you could probably get it there. I'm sure you could. If you worked at it long enough and you took this route all the way around, or you kept reloading it, you could get it there in a vanilla truck. Hell, the first time I did it, I got it there with the GMC MH 9500 or something like that. It was a modded version, so it had a little more power and a little bigger wheels. That was all the mod did for it. So anyways, enough of that. I want to take you up this route to the gateway and back, and then we'll go get the service spare parts. Controller on. I answered a question. Someone sent me a comment. I noticed I had a comment when I came back from the restroom. And I took the time to answer that too. He wanted to know how to get whoops. He wanted to know how to get that truck with the huge wheels in the crane. I like getting comments like that. I'm just going up here to the first right-hand turn past the trees. And that was no easy climb for Kraz. That was work all the way up and all the way back. I think since we're coming back here, I'll leave the trailer here. It'll be a quicker run without the trailer. That was coming up that hill with that 2-spot behind me. That was a ball buster in Kraz. Even though I increased the steering angle on this thing 36 to 40 or something like that, I don't know. I don't know what all the percent is. You know, it's like 0.36, 0.40, I don't know. percentages. I just put a few more percentage in it, and it still doesn't turn tight enough for my liking, but I don't know if I should go out on the ice or follow this trail. I don't know where this goes. You know, I bet this is the back way into that other place way up there on top of the hill. Sure it is. But I think I can turn right and go towards the gateway. A clearing between the trees. Right here. Yes. We got it. And for some reason, I don't know why, I've mentioned this before. I gotta look around me, because we should be close to the gateway. I don't know if it's the length of the truck or the size of the wheels, but this thing will go across this ice without falling through. It crunches it up, and sometimes it falls in a little bit, like right there, but never to the point that you can't drive out of it. Might have to use low range. But look at that. Second I stuck it in low range, off she goes. Now this one you have to do a job to open. See? Show details. But I just want to bring you up here and show you where it is. I've actually been behind the gate with the little M134. I went around to the back, and there's a spot in the back where you can climb over a junk pile, and I've been on the other side of the gate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hitting the... I'll just keep the power on and let it pivot around that pole. There's another trail going straight off in front of me. Yeah, that's what I thought, just brings you back down to the ice. We'll go across the ice and then get back on the trail that goes through the passage, low range. See, any other truck, you'd be winching out of here. This here is probably breaking all the way through to the ground underneath because it's so shallow. And I don't want to go running back and forth across the lake just to prove a point. You guys have been watching my videos. You've seen me run clear across the lake from one end to the other, while just barely cracking through a little bit in past videos, you know, on the PTS, when I did this map on the PTS. You know, most of the questions I get are about the PTS, because that's the map where I've done the whole thing. But this dude said he was just starting or that he was playing Yukon on the live server. Alright, now we're gonna go down, now that we're done farting around. Sightseeing. We were sightseeing. Yeah. Now we're gonna hook up to the dolly and we're gonna get that back down to the bottom of the hill where the Kodiak is. And then we're gonna make our way, one way or another, out to the service spare parts. And I would like to spend some time exploring these islands. You see there's a square shack there that looks, it's hard to tell. That could be wood, metal, brick. The solid sides would indicate metal or brick. I think wood would have board sides. Here's another one. And that. And what the hell is that? You know, and then there's that one. That one says it's a brick framing because I've already been to it. This is where I always cross. Every time I cross is right here. So I've been to that one. But I haven't been to any of this stuff further up north here. And those parts deliver down here. So the natural thing, I guess, would be to either just grab them off this island and come back across, or go from island to island and come down through the middle and just kind of make some big turns through the woods to account for that two spot and see if I can identify what these places are without too much trouble, and then come back across the bridge and make the delivery. So that now that you know my plan, let's execute it. I just thought the word my plan, you know how often my plan works, right? Sorry for the slurping. I got myself a bottle of tea. I buy tea in gallon jugs, and then I reuse these 36-ounce Gatorade bottles, and I fill the Gatorade bottle and put it in the fridge. Then I have cold tea. And I stick a straw in it. I love how you can just winch it up to the truck and then attach. That is so much easier than trying to back up to it. Put a straw in it and away we go. Or I use my Buc-ee's cup. I don't know if anybody knows what Buc-ee's is. It's a great big gas station, truck stop, convenience store sort of place. Oh shit, I was gonna take you down. I just remembered. I was gonna take you down the quick way. I was gonna go right through here. Bada bing, bada boom, we're on the bottom. And it's directly across from where I hooked up the trailer. Or there's this one. Actually, this is the one I was thinking of. When I first came back, this is where we delivered. And I was thinking, all I gotta do is turn left, and boom, I'm at the bottom. But oh well. You guys know. You guys have seen me tell you where the routes are. Could we try that one instead of the waterway? You guys have seen the waterway. Maybe we'll try this one and see where it brings us out. I think it brings us out by those big boulders down there, but I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth, because I usually just take, I find a path that works and I take it, and that's what I use. I usually do my exploring in the M134. Look at that tree right in the middle of the path. Yeah, see, now this is going to screw us. Because the second you get down that first hill, there isn't any path anymore. See, not every little place that you can get down the hill means that there's a path to the bottom. Now, because of my tree stun mod, I was able to make a path. There's the Kodiak. I like that truck. In fact, I can repair off of that truck. You know what? I can change to the Kodiak and repair off of that truck. The only thing is, it doesn't get through mud real well. And then I talked about my feelings on the transmission. And this thing used to fly through the mud before Yukon went to the live server. Repair the Kraz. And look, the only thing broken is the suspension. Always, every time. Nothing ever breaks but the suspension. Sometimes a little engine. Maybe gas tank a little bit if I go over a big boulder. There was a time when I could hook up this 2-spot to that Kodiak, and I could go pick up those repair parts and shit with the Kodiak. Put a crane in place of that, the spare wheel and the maintainer. Keep the box. Put the 2-spot on the back. Or haul the M747, and this thing would do it. But now it just gets bogged down in the mud. Let's see, I'm all the way up here, so I might as well cross right there. There is a tiny bridge way up here. You can make it out on the map, but it's all broken up and twisted, and there's an island in the middle, and it is made for something like the Kodiak or the GMC. It's not made for the Kraz Chabors. I went up there once with an 8-spot trailer behind me and went, nah, turned around, went the other way. I'm tempted to try it right now when I've only got a 2-spot behind me. God, it would take so much time. Ah, fuck it, we got all the time in the world. I know I always talk about trying to keep these down to an hour. But you know what? If it starts running long, I'll just do a stop and start. I don't think this is even the right way to the bridge. I probably should have went around the other side of those rocks, but if I turn right, instead of going straight across, my original plan was to just go straight across. But I've never been across this little bridge up here, this little crickety bridge. And that piques my interest. Let's get it out of low range. And that's something different with the mud. From the PTS to the live server, I never had to use low range for mud on the PTS. The mud is... I need to change my view. I want to see in front of me more. See, this turn, this 45-degree angle turn in the middle is what is going to get you. I don't care. I don't give two shits that the bridge looks old and barely standing up. It's the 45-degree angle turn in the middle. And I can do it with the truck, but the trailer is another story. The trailer was probably half in the water. I didn't even look because I was concentrating on getting the truck across. If you had a long trailer, there's no way you'd go across that without putting your trailer in the water. Not that you couldn't just pour the power on and drag it through. I'm not saying it's impossible. Never say it's impossible. And there's not really a roadway down this edge. I think you're probably better to stay in the water. I think you're probably better to just skirt the water's edge. Till you get back up here. There we go. Now we're somewhere. This is the lumberyard. Probably only has 2 lumber. Remember last time only be able to get a couple from here. 4 in total. So when it told me 2 before, I'd probably already gotten a couple already. Now we have to get over to that center island, and what we can do is follow this road right here. I'll make a mark there and a mark there to ensure that I do cross at that point. I like these trails. You know, granted, some of the turns are a little sharp for a truck the size of this thing. Let's see. I was thinking that went down to the water where I want it to. But I need to stay to the right and go around that big rock and then get down there. Oh, yeah, the roads, see the turn through the mud hole? To stay on the road or the trail, I have to train my brain to say trail instead of road. That looks like it probably was something that I already snatched up. But now that I'm all the way up here, I have to go back. That little turn took me too far. Oh boy. See, it says 54 meters back that way. See, that little turn took me too far. All I wanted to go do was like do this twist here. That's where you're supposed to go, through this little twist. And I was up here. I was being dumb. I need a drink. But this is where we need to be. And then here. Should we do it at night? One thing about the Kraz, headlights suck. I'm going to go over here towards where the actual crossing is and then turn left. You don't get the scenery at night. Unless the headlights are lighting it up, and that's definitely not what this does. These headlights don't light shit up. So this is a wood framing. The flat sides I saw on the diagram, the map, is actually plywood siding. And now the barrels I gotta get are around the corner of the island. One is actually, if I went straight over from the wood framing, I'd be there. And the other is right here. But I'm kind of already past the wood framing place. Don't bump his house. I don't want... $104 damage on my suspension from bumping his house. Now, the barrels are right here. I'm actually driving over them. I knew they were closed. Or not barrels, it's spare parts. I have barrels on the mind. The spare parts are right there. I couldn't see over the front of the truck well enough to tell that I was driving over them. We'll get these loaded and then I'll do, we'll call that good. We delivered the other thing and we loaded these and we did some exploration. Hide, raise. Then the next one will deliver them. Maybe finish exploring these islands. I can't see. There we go. Ah, it's not. Let me try going down lower to it. It's not letting me hook on. It's not giving me the attachment point on the crate. There, we got it. There, we got it. Glitches, man, glitches. Oops. Not lower up. That's a glitch too, a glitch in my brain. The game ain't the only thing that can have glitches on it. Or the game isn't the only thing that can have glitches in it. Oh, a little of this. I don't want it to hit that. I like those stakes to keep the load on the trailer, but it makes loading the trailer kind of a bitch. You know, unless you just drop it crooked and leave it on top the stake and pack it anyways, which is totally viable. Escape. Pack cargo. Restore crane. Let's go get the other one. You can throw it on there any old frickin' way you want it and it'll pack. Let's go water walking down to the other one. Look how deep that water is on those 72-inch wheels. 72-inch wheels. I bet if I looked at the trailer, it's underwater. Yeah, it is. Only the high side sticking out a little bit. I'm still turning right as hard as I can. But that's good right there. V, C, hide that crap. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It hides my view. And I don't need it. And a little far. I need my top-down view. Come on. There we go. Now see, it's not giving me. It's there. I got it by hitting enter. Sometimes you can click on it and it'll attach. Sometimes you have to hold it over the point and hit enter. Sometimes hitting the space bar will do it. It depends if the game's glitching out or not. It's got this glitch where it doesn't like to let me use the pointer to click on items. I was thinking about switching my Kraz trucks back to the stock Avto crane instead of this Ural big crane, but I'd like to, let's see, I need to raise it up. I'd like to, and then drop it down. I'd like to compare the two XML files side by side and see exactly what is supposed to make this a better crane. If he extended the reach or changed the center of mass or what he did. I know for a fact, let me show you. I know for a fact he made the push on the anchors too much. It lifts the truck off the ground. Maybe that's what he was going for. Because you see real cranes, when they put their anchors down, they'll lift their tires, they'll lift the whole vehicle off the ground a little bit. But when you lift this thing off the ground with where the crane is set, the weight of the nose versus the weight of the ass just makes it tip forward. Okay, I'm done preaching. Boom. See, the ass end settles back to the ground, but it never lifted the front off the ground. Only the ass end. Because of the weight difference. You would need anchors up here that come down, besides anchors at the rear. Anyways, that's where I'm going to cut it for now. All I'm going to do is shut it off and start it again, and then I will go on my way. But to keep the video down to a decent length, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.